You've been trying to eat healthier, adding chia seeds into your smoothies, oatmeal, maybe even your morning yogurt. But then it happens. Your stomach swells. The cramps start creeping in. You feel blocked, heavy, betrayed by a superfood. It's confusing, right? You're doing what every health blog, every doctor, every influencer tells you, and yet your gut is screaming otherwise. Why? It's not your fault. Because there's something almost no one tells you about chia seeds. Something that could be drying out your intestines right now. Silently. I've seen patients walk into my office swearing off chia forever, and all they needed was one glass of water. Yes, one. But this isn't just about hydration. It's about 6 invisible mistakes that are turning your so-called superfood into a ticking time bomb. And if you have weak bones, diabetes, gallstones, or diverticulitis, 2 of these mistakes could be silently making things worse. You need to hear this, not to scare you, but to hand you back control over what should be a powerful ally in your health. And we'll start right here, with the reason why chia might be drying you out from the inside, even as you're trying to heal. You wanted to feel lighter, healthier, more in control of your digestion. So you picked up a pack of chia seeds. You heard it was a miracle food, packed with fiber, omega-3s, calcium, a secret weapon against weight gain, sugar spikes, even constipation. But instead, you ended up curled on the couch, bloated, gassy, in pain, and confused, because everyone told you this was healthy. So why does it feel like your body's punishing you for eating better? You're not alone. I've seen this reaction more times than I can count. Bloating, constipation, cramping, all from just a tablespoon or 2 of something that's supposed to help. The problem isn't the chia. It's how you're using it. Because chia seeds are powerful. And like anything powerful, they can help or hurt. Think of chia like a sponge. A hyper-absorbent little sponge that expands to nearly 12 times its size when it touches water. Now imagine putting that sponge into your gut, but without giving it the water it needs. That sponge, it starts pulling moisture from your intestines, drying out your digestive tract like a thirsty desert plant. And if your gut's already sluggish, if you're not drinking enough water, that chia sponge can literally stop things in their tracks. Yes, people have ended up in surgery from chia clogs. Not common, but real and avoidable. So if you've been feeling worse instead of better, this is your turning point. It's not about cutting out chia. It's about learning the rules. Because done right, chia can be your gut's best friend. It can smooth digestion, regulate your blood sugar, strengthen your bones, and yes, even help you lose weight. But first, we need to clear up the biggest misunderstanding of all, the silent danger of dehydration. Let's step into it because once you get this right, everything else becomes easier. Imagine putting a dry sponge in your mouth. No water, no prep, just chew and swallow. That's what happens deep inside your body every time you eat chia seeds without enough water. And here's the scary part. Your body will give that chia the water it needs, one way or another, even if it has to steal it from your stomach lining, your small intestine, your colon. That superfood you thought was helping, it's drying you out from the inside. See, chia seeds are masters at absorption. They can soak up to 12 times their own weight in water, which makes them brilliant for forming a gel that slows digestion, regulates blood sugar, and keeps you full. But when there's no water available, that gel forms inside you too late and in the wrong place. Suddenly, your gut feels stuck. The normal rhythm of digestion slows to a crawl. Your intestine has become dry, sticky, strained. You might feel bloated, constipated, even nauseous. And in rare cases, that chia clump can become a blockage, a literal plug. I've seen CT scans of intestines completely jammed by a chia brick. Hard, dry, unmovable. Some people needed surgery. Some needed days of liquid diets and laxatives to recover. And the worst part? They thought they were doing everything right. 1 tablespoon here, a sprinkle in their smoothie, a bite of chia pudding, but no water, or not enough. Let me give you the simple, life-saving math. 1 tablespoon of chia needs at least 1 full glass of water every time. No excuses. And if you're eating 2 or 3 tablespoons a day, you better be drinking 2 or 3 full glasses to match. And yes, this still applies even if the chia is in food. Your gut doesn't care that it was in a smoothie. If it's not soaked or paired with enough hydration, the sponge effect still hits. This is especially important if you're already prone to slow digestion, constipation, low water intake, dry mouth, or sluggish gut motility. Because for you, the risk isn't just discomfort, it's obstruction. Now, here's the twist. This same super absorbent property that makes chia dangerous when misused is exactly what makes it healing when done right. That gel, that mucilaginous texture some people find weird, it's medicine for your gut lining. It's fiber at its finest. It sweeps, softens, supports, but only if you hydrate. So don't fear chia. Respect it. Let it soak. Give it space. And always give it water. Your gut will thank you. And with that foundation, we can now ask the next question. Does how you eat chia matter? Whole? Crushed? Soaked? Turns out it changes everything. You drop a spoonful of chia seeds into your smoothie. Blend. Drink. Done. Healthy, right? Maybe. Maybe not. Because how you consume chia seeds, whole, crushed, or soaked, changes everything. Let's start with whole chia seeds. They're tough, tiny, almost bullet-like. Try biting one. It's almost impossible to crack with your teeth. So when you swallow them whole, they mostly pass through your body untouched, straight from mouth, to stomach, to toilet. And while that sounds pointless, it's not. Whole chia seeds act like gentle sweepers. They move through your intestines, helping push along sluggish waste, like little brooms brushing the walls of your colon. This is great for constipation. They help bulk and move your stool. But this is crucial. You won't absorb the nutrients inside. The calcium, the omega-3s, the protein. They're locked inside that tiny shell, and your body can't get to them. So if you're eating chia seeds whole, you're mostly getting fiber. Good fiber, yes, but not the full benefits. Now, what if you crush them? That's when the real magic happens. Crushing chia seeds breaks their outer shell. It opens the vault. Suddenly, your body can absorb everything inside. Essential fatty acids, plant-based protein, calcium and phosphorus, antioxidants and amino acids. But there's a catch. Crushed seeds can oxidize quickly. They go rancid faster. So if you crush them, eat them fresh. Ideally, crush just before soaking, which brings us to the gold standard. Crushed and soaked. This is the ultimate chia method. When you crush the seeds and let them soak in water for 15 to 20 minutes, they form a gel, a silky, thick, almost jelly-like texture. That gel? It slows digestion, traps sugar, lubricates the intestines, feeds good bacteria, and gives your body full access to the nutrients inside. It's perfect for blood sugar control, weight loss, and healing inflammation. Here's how to do it. Take 1 tablespoon of crushed chia seeds. Place them in a glass of water, 250 milliliters. Let it sit for 20 minutes. Stir and drink the whole thingle, seeds and all. Simple, powerful, game-changing. This method is especially good in the morning to keep you full longer, curb cravings, and stabilize energy. Now, what if you like convenience? You can soak whole chia seeds overnight. Leave them in the fridge with water, and they'll gel by morning. It's not as efficient as crushing first, but still miles better than dry. So, if you're short on time, This method works. And one more thing, chia in yogurt, smoothies, or pudding still needs time. Let it sit. Let it soak. Give it space to hydrate before you eat it. Because unsoaked chia inside your stomach is like a sponge in a drought. But soaked chia is a nutrient-packed, gut-loving powerhouse. It's the difference between swallowing seeds and feeding your cells. And now that you know how to prepare them, let's talk about the other trap, thinking that more chia means more benefits. Because that is a dangerous illusion. You've heard it before. Chia is healthy. Chia is natural. So, it must be safe in any amount, right? Wrong. Because even the healthiest foods have a limit. And with chia seeds, that limit is easy to cross. It starts innocently. A spoon in your smoothie, another on your salad, a sprinkle on your toast, maybe some chia pudding for dessert. And before you know it, you've had 4 or 5 tablespoons every single day. But here's the problem. Chia seeds are not just food. They're fiber bombs, hydration sponges, miniature digestive disruptors when taken in excess. And too much of a good thing becomes a very bad thing. Let me break this down. Every tablespoon of chia contains about 5 grams of fiber. So, 3 tablespoons? That's 15 grams of fiber. On top of whatever fiber you're already eating, for some people, that's double what their gut is used to. And what happens when your gut is overloaded with fiber, especially the soluble kind that swells and thickens? You slow down. Your digestion clogs. Gas builds. Bloating increases. And yes, constipation can get worse. It's the opposite of what you wanted. I've had patients come to me panicking, thinking they have IBS or food intolerances, or worse. But all they did was overdo the chia. Because healthy doesn't mean unlimited. The ideal chia dosage? 1 to 3 tablespoons per day. Max. And that's only if your gut is used to fiber. If you're just starting, begin with half a tablespoon. Stay there for a few days. Let your gut adjust. Then, slowly work your way up. Your intestines need time. Time to build the enzymes. Time to get used to the texture. Time to hydrate properly. Chia is powerful, but it demands respect. And one more thing. If you've already been constipated before adding chia, be extra cautious. Because if you add dry chia to a dry gut, you're asking for trouble. Start low. Go slow. Hydrate deeply. And watch your gut thank you. Now that we've talked about how much, let's ask a smarter question. When should you eat chia? Morning? Lunch? Night? Turns out, the timing changes everything. Imagine 2 people. One eats chia seeds in the morning, the other at dinner. Both use the same amount. Both prepare it right. But their results? Completely different. Why? Because timing changes everything. Let's start with the morning. You wake up. You're hungry. You need energy, but not the kind that crashes by 10 a.m. This is where chia shines. When eaten, first thing especially, soaked chia with yogurt, fruit, or even just water. It fills your stomach gently. That gill expands, slows digestion, and keeps you full. You feel satisfied. You skip the mid-morning snack. You avoid the blood sugar spike. And you stop that roller coaster of cravings before it even begins. This is a powerful strategy for weight loss. And for anyone battling emotional eating or sugar dips before lunch, studies back this up. People who added chia to their breakfast reported less hunger, ate fewer calories later in the day, and even improved their insulin sensitivity over time. It's like giving your metabolism a calm, steady push instead of a chaotic jolt. But now, let's shift to midday. Lunch is usually heavier. More carbs, more sugar hidden in sauces, breads, dressings. For people with insulin resistance or diabetes, this is when the real battle starts. This is where chia can act like a shield. If you eat chia seeds, preferably soaked and crushed before or with your meal, you slow down the sugar absorption. Why? Because that chia gel forms a net, a soluble fiber net that traps sugars, starches, even fats. Your body absorbs them more slowly. Your pancreas doesn't panic. Your insulin doesn't spike. This means better sugar control, less fat storage, and more stable energy. For diabetic patients, this is gold. I've seen people lower their post-meal blood sugar numbers just by adding a tablespoon of soaked chia to their lunch. Now, what about dinner? Dinner chia has its place, especially if you tend to snack late or wake up hungry. Having a bit of chia in the evening can keep you full longer into the night. It can even help reduce late-night cravings, especially when paired with protein or good fats. But here's the bottom line. For weight loss and hunger control, use chia in the morning, crushed plus soaked with yogurt or fruit. For blood sugar balance, use chia at lunch or dinner, soaked and paired with carb-heavy meals. The same seed, different timing, totally different effects. And once you get this timing right, you'll begin to notice something else. Your bones, your heart, your energy, they all start feeling stronger. Because chia isn't just about digestion. It's a nutritional powerhouse hiding in plain sight. You hear the word chia, and your mind jumps to digestion, bloating, weight loss, fiber. But that's just the surface. Because chia seeds, they're not just good for your gut. They're loaded with power. Your bones and your heart desperately need. Let's talk calcium. Most people think they need milk for strong bones. They picture a glass of dairy every day to avoid fractures, joint pain, or osteoporosis. But here's a truth that rarely makes headlines. 1 to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds can give you up to 30% of your daily calcium needs. Yes, 30%. And not just calcium. Chia seeds are also rich in phosphorus, another critical mineral that helps your bones stay dense and strong. Calcium and phosphorus, they work together like bricks and cement, and chia brings both. This makes chia especially important for women over 40, anyone with a dairy intolerance, people at risk of bone loss, older adults who want to stay mobile and independent. But here's the key detail. If you're eating chia whole, you're missing out. Because those nutrients, they're trapped inside the shell. Swallowed whole, chia passes right through you. Fiber in, calcium out. To unlock the bone-building power, you need to crush the seeds. Break them open, soak them, let them release. Only then does your body absorb that hidden strength. And there's more. Chia seeds are packed with plant-based protein, great for repairing tissue and fueling cells without taxing your kidneys. And what about your heart? Chia seeds are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, especially ALA type of anti-inflammatory fat linked to lower blood pressure and better cholesterol. In fact, studies show chia can help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, raise HDL, good cholesterol, reduce triglicerides, support blood vessel health. That means chia is more than just a superfood. It's a preventative tool, a daily dose of protection for your joints, your spine, your arteries. But again, it only works if you use it right. Crush it, soak it, give it time to open, and eat it consistently. It's not a miracle. It's a habit, one that strengthens you from the inside out, without needing pills, powders, or fancy supplements. And now that you see what chia can do when your body absorbs it, let's explore when that same power becomes a problem, especially if you have diverticulitis. You hear the word fiber, and you think relief, smooth digestion, regularity, lightness. But if you have diverticulitis, that same fiber can become a trap. Let's break this down. Your intestines, especially the colon, over time, and often due to chronic constipation, can start to develop little pouches, outpouchings. These are called diverticula, like tiny balloons bulging out of the intestinal wall. Many people have them, especially after the age of 50, and most don't even know. That condition is called diverticulosis. But sometimes, those poosh get inflamed. They trap food. They swell. They become painful, dangerous, even infected. That's when it turns into diverticulitis. The itis means inflammation. And here's where CHIA comes in. If you're living with diverticulosis not inflamed, just the pouches, CHIA seeds can help. Crushed, soaked, hydrated CHIA adds soft, slippery fiber that helps stool pass more gently. It reduces pressure in the colon. It may even prevent new diverticula from forming. But if you're in a flare-up, if you have active diverticulitis, CHIA seeds can make things worse. Why? Because CHIA stimulates intestinal movement. It increases motility. And that's the last thing your gut needs when it's inflamed. Imagine scrubbing an open wound. That's what rough or active fiber can feel like to an inflamed diverticulum. It can worsen pain, trigger cramps, even lead to a more serious flare-up. And this doesn't just apply to diverticulitis. People with inflamed intestines, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, gallbladder inflammation, or recent abdominal surgery should all approach CHIA with caution, because even though CHIA is a healing food, timing and context matter. If your gut is calm, CHIA can support it. If your gut is inflamed, CHIA can irritate it. That's why I always say, talk to your doctor before adding CHIA if you have these conditions. Because yes, CHIA might be part of your healing, but not if it makes you worse first. And if you're dealing with diverticulosis and want to use CHIA safely, here's what I recommend. Crush the seeds. Soak them in water for at least 20 minutes. Drink the gel not dry seeds. Pair it with extra water. Start with a tiny dose, half a tablespoon. Monitor your body's response over several days. That's the way to use CHIA as support, not sabotage. Now, we've talked about inflammation and irritation. But there's another organ that's deeply affected by CHIA seeds, and most people never connect the dots. Your gallbladder. It starts with a mild discomfort after meals, a tightness under your ribs, a bloated, heavy feeling that just won't go away. And for some, it turns into sharp, stabbing pain. Gallstones, tiny, hardened deposits that form in your gallbladder, often made of cholesterol or bile salts. And here's the twist. You may be eating CHIA seeds to help your cholesterol, to improve digestion, to get healthier. But if your gallbladder is inflamed or packed with stones, CHIA might be making things worse. Let me explain. Your gallbladder stores bile, a digestive fluid that breaks down fats. Every time you eat specially fats or fiber-rich foods, your gallbladder contracts, releasing bile into your small intestine. But when stones are present, those contractions can become painful, blocked, inflamed. Now add CHIA to the mix. CHIA seeds, especially soaked CHIA, stimulate digestion. They increase gut motility. They ask your gallbladder to work. And if your gallbladder is already struggling, this stimulation can trigger discomfort, pressure, and even a gallbladder attack. It's like revving the engine when your fuel line is clogged. For most people, this isn't a problem. But for those with known gallstones, chronic gallbladder pain, or inflammation, CHIA can be too much, especially if taken in large amounts, especially when dry, especially without enough water. Now, I'm not saying CHIA seeds cause gallstones. They don't. In fact, long-term, CHIA may help reduce cholesterol and support better bile composition. But during a flare-up, or in someone with a sensitive gallbladder, caution is key. What should you do if you fall into this group? Talk to your doctor before using CHIA regularly. If cleared, start slow. 1/2 tablespoon crushed plus soaked. Take with meals, never on an empty stomach. Avoid dry CHIA or CHIA in high-fat meals. Watch for signs, pain, nausea, cramping. Because your gallbladder is small, but when it's unhappy, your whole body knows. And one more layer to this. If your gut is already inflamed, from gallbladder issues, IBS, or anything similar, chia can push too hard, too fast. That's why for sensitive systems, it's not about cutting chia out. It's about easing it in. And that brings us to one of the most common problems people face when they first start eating chia. A problem that can be completely avoided with just one tiny adjustment. You want to be healthier. You've heard the chia seeds are magic, so you add them to your breakfast, your smoothie, your lunch, and within days, you're bloated, cramped, gassy, maybe even constipated. And you wonder, what's wrong with me? Nothing. You just started too fast. Chia seeds aren't like most foods. They're concentrated, powerful, and your gut needs time to learn how to handle them. Think of chia like a new workout for your intestines. You wouldn't walk into a gym and deadlift 200 pounds on day one. So why drop 2 tablespoons of chia into your body overnight? Your digestive system needs a warm-up. Here's how to do it right. Start small. Begin with just half a tablespoon of chia seeds per day. Crushed is better. Soaked is essential. Add it to a glass of water or mix it into something soft like yogurt or oatmeal. Let it rest. Let it form that gel. Then drink or eat it slowly. Do this for 3 to 5 days. Give your body space to adjust. Then only, if you're feeling good, increase to 1 tablespoon. And if that feels fine after a few more days, you can try 2. But there's no prize for rushing. Going slow prevents gas, bloating, and that heavy, blocked feeling. It also gives your gut bacteria time to adapt, because chia feeds the good bugs. And anytime you change the food supply down there, they react. Sometimes with celebration, sometimes with rebellion. So be gentle and drink water every single time. For every tablespoon of chia, drink at least 1 full glass of water, 250 milliliters. This is non-negotiable. No water equals sponge effect. Sponge effect equals pain. And if you've ever had a bad experience with chia, don't give up. Try again. But this time, treat it like training, not a shortcut, because chia can change your digestion, your energy, your health, but only if you let your body learn. And now that you're prepared to start chia the right way, it's time to learn how to prepare it perfectly. Every time. You've learned the risks. You've seen the benefits. You understand the timing, the dosage, the preparation. Now let's get practical. How do you prepare chia seeds the right way? Because the truth is, most people just toss them into a drink or sprinkle them dry. And that's where the trouble begins. Let's keep it simple. For every tablespoon of chia seeds, you need 1 full glass of water. That's about 200 to 250 milliliters. And soaking matters. Why? Because soaking prehydrates the seeds. It forms that gel-like coating. It softens the fiber. It reduces the digestive shock. And it makes the nutrients more bioavailable. So here's how to make the perfect chia gel. Option 1. Quick soak method for crushed seeds. Take 1 tablespoon of crushed chia seeds, place them in a glass or bowl. Add 1 cup of water. Room temperature is fine. Stir well to prevent clumping. Let sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Stir again and drink. Eat the whole thing seeds. Gel, water. Crushed seeds absorb water faster and release nutrients better. Option 2. Overnight gel for whole seeds. Place 1 tablespoon of whole chia seeds in a jar. Add 1 cup of water. Stir well. Cover and leave in the fridge overnight. In the morning, you'll have a thick, spoonable chia gel, perfect for adding to yogurt, smoothies, oatmeal, salads, even soups or sauces. Pro tip: if you prefer convenience, make a batch ahead. 3 tablespoons of chia plus 3 cups of water equals 3 servings. Store in an airtight jar in the fridge. Lasts 3-4 days. Now, a quick word on chia color. Black versus white? What's the difference? Nutritionally, they're almost identical. Black chia tends to have slightly more antioxidants. White chia might have a touch more protein, but it's minimal. Choose whichever you prefer, or even better mix both. And finally, let's talk storage. Chia seeds are sensitive to moisture. That means keep them in airtight containers. Store in a cool, dark place. If your kitchen is humid or warm, consider the fridge. Why? Because chia absorbs water from the air. And if that happens, the seeds can clump, mold, or even start to sprout. And eating spoiled chia? That's a fast track to digestive upset. So, treat your seeds like the superfood they are. Respect their power. Store them right. Prepare them right. And use them with purpose. Because when chia's done right, it's not just a trend. It's a tool for digestion, for blood sugar, for bones, for weight, for life.